The learnings from, obviously one of the greatest books ever written, Thinking Fast and Slow by, the sadly recently departed Daniel Kahneman and his partners, talks about the memory of experience is more important than the experience itself. So he had a student, he's a professor, he had a student. He said, what do you do at the weekend? He said, oh, I listened to a concerto on an LP record. And at the end, there was a scratch on the vinyl and the needle jumped, made a terrible noise, and it ruined the experience. And he said, well, it didn't ruin the experience because for 20 minutes you were having a great time, right? But it ruined the memory of the experience, right? And that's how CX kind of works, is the memory experience. If the last time in my experience with my bank, I was on the call center hold for 3 hours, right? That's probably a bad memory the next time. But if they solved my problem, maybe my credit card got stolen and I had to ring them up to cancel it. If they solved it without any problem, the memory of that experience, I've forgotten the 3 hour wait time. It's like, yeah, they solved my problem kind of pretty well. So what we try to talk to with our design teams is how can we create memorable experiences that build positive memories in people's heads? So next time they think, oh, I need a Pepsi or a Coke, which one do they naturally go for? The one with the stronger positive memory of that. That's how we try to think about memorable design as opposed to just utilitarian design, all those things, because that's how, to us, experience works. It's building positive memories or not building negative memories. Sometimes people say building a brand is like building a nest. Like everything you do adds a few more sticks or leaves or whatever to the nest. It's the same with experience. Every interaction is just building the next nest. Now you can destroy the nest, obviously, with one bad interaction, but it's not like one good interaction and you now have a fully formed nest, if I'm going to continue this tortured analogy. But it's about every interaction building to build that nest up. So we think it's like the memory of an experience. Why do people in hotels turn the corners of the toilet paper over? Like, what does that achieve? Like, what utility does that give? Why do they leave a chocolate on the pillow? Right? It's just to remind you that you're in a hotel and that's special compared to being at home. Because at home you don't have a chocolate on the pillow. I guess most of the time. And no one turns over the corners of the toilet paper. So those are hallmarks of good service, right? And that's what they're kind of brainwashing you into thinking is, oh yeah, I'm in this special place where someone turns over my duvet at the beginning of the night, they leave a chocolate on my pillow, and someone's always folding up the corners of the toilet paper. There's no benefit to any of imagine we're in the finance team. We're like, well, what's this costing us, and what are we getting back? Like, no one would be able to calculate the ROI on those things, but it's contributing to building memories and memories of experiences that pays you off in the future.
And that's what makes it, I think, very interesting and challenging at the same time for brands to decode, how to deliver on great experience. It's probably those little things, how true they are to themselves and how much they understand their customers, and what will translate into a good positive memory. Yeah, I mean, great
I think
point.
Part of it, a bit like how hotels have figured it out, is figuring out what are hallmarks of great service, and then how can you deliver those things. I think that is the things that brands can think about is, how can we show this? How can we create hallmarks of good service? And then also, like another learning is how stories end is super important. How we evaluate stories. So how experiences end, just like the you solved my credit card problem, will dictate whether I have a good or bad memory of the experience. So thinking about how you exit people from your experiences is fundamentally disproportionately important. And not a lot of people think that, because I check out right by, but like, how do you want to end? We always think about the landing page, right? And the first point of interaction. What are we thinking about the last page? Often it's like, hey, and while you're here, can you fill in this 30-page survey? It's like, no. Or, hey, why don't you get notifications from my website? It's like, I've never agreed to notifications from any website ever. I mean, that seems like a crazy pattern to me. So a lot of people miss out on this opportunity for real estate at the end to reinforce a positive message that intentionally builds the positive memory that you reinforce like a nest. So that when in 2 months' time, in 5 years' time, when I think about, what dishwasher brand should I get? I haven't thought about it for 7 years since I bought the last one. And there might be something about how the experience went last time that triggers me to say, I want this brand. That's how it works.